This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Next up, Chris Masters returns to face John Cena, and he loses by DQ because Edge interferes. And it's announced that Cena is going to face Edge in a TLC match at Unforgiven in Edge's hometown of Toronto. And if Cena loses, he has to go to SmackDown. So it's kind of a fun coincidence that you've got the two top stars feuding with their hometowns hosting pay-per-views 2 months in a row. I know it wasn't planned out that way, but my goodness, the timing of that really helped.
Yeah, it was good booking. People paying attention, you know, because Edge, Edge going to Toronto, he was going to have a huge emotional feel for that match because he was beloved there. He was an Ontario guy. We talked about that on television. His renowned amateur, his renowned independent career he had there. So people had a big investment in him there. And it just adds, we were talking earlier about AEW going back on the road sooner than later. It just makes the show better. The business will pick up essentially when we're back on national television in front of a live audience. And there's going to be an awful lot of live television. I know where my Wednesdays are going to be at various locations around the US of A. So, somebody's going to say, well, what about the UK? What about even Canada? I don't know. What about it? Would we like to go there? Of course we would. But COVID's still got to play. You still got to play by the rules. So I thought that was good booking, smart booking, quite frankly.
Somebody's getting their ass whipped at SummerSlam. It's in Boston, John Cena's hometown. Right by his hometown. Either way. The main event is Edge and Cena. And we just talked a little earlier about, hey, let's send the fans home happy. No interest in doing that here. Edge pins Cena in 15 minutes and 41 seconds after he hit Cena in the back of the head with a pair of brass knuckles. Man, these guys have really got some chemistry together. This was a good match. I dug it. But why don't you think he won? Is it because it was in his hometown? I know that sounds silly, but that feels like Vince 101. Or did you just think, hey, we got Edge hot, let's keep him hot?
I think the fact that we got Edge hot and he had some momentum and he was evolving into what we didn't have an abundance of, that was viable heels, main event level heels. And secondly, I think that most wrestling fans thought, well, Cena's going to win in Boston. He's a Massachusetts guy, grew up in the shadow of Boston. This is a layup. This is Cena all the way. So I think Vince playing a off card was pretty smart booking because it didn't kill Cena to lose, especially after being hit with brass knucks. He didn't get beat by a small package.
Right.
He got the shit scattered. And all of a sudden, Edge leaves there with a title and heat. Because eventually the more heat Edge has, the more his loss to Cena, which will be coming up, would mean.
Hey, Unforgiven in Toronto sells out the Air Canada Center, and Cena gets his WWE title back by defeating Edge in 25 minutes and 28 seconds. He hits the FU off the top of a ladder through two tables stacked on top of each other. My God, what else can we do? I mean, you just sort of joked about what is the fascination with jumping off things, but anytime you put Edge in a ladder match, there is an expectation that it's going to be a big one.
Yeah.
From WrestleMania 17 and No Mercy and all the crazy stuff he did with the Hardys and the Dudleys and, of course, his old pal Christian, people have a really high expectation. I think this is one of the better singles TLC matches of all time, and it almost feels a little bit like a forgotten one. I think people really lean on the tag matches, and perhaps, that's true with anything. The original always gets the hype. But this was a fantastic match and an incredible performance by both guys.
I agree. Yeah, no doubt about it. Because we were spoiled with the Hardys. By the way, condolences. Several days ago, Matt and Jeff Hardy lost their father. Gilbert, I think was his name. I met him several times. He was a rural mail carrier. So if you lived on Route 3 and so-and-so, Mr. Hardy probably put mail in your mailbox. Nice man. Nice man. So my condolences to the Hardy family and all their friends. Losing a dad's not easy. And, but you know, people are so accustomed to seeing the Hardys, Edge and Christian, and the Dudleys teams in these TLC matches. It gave you more opportunities. There's more inventory there for crash and burns, and more people can jump off shit. So, but these two guys, they pulled it off big time. And it shows that they got along. It shows they had cooperation. It shows they were pros. But I'm with you, Conrad. I don't think there was ever a better singles
right
TLC match that I can remember seeing in WWE or anywhere.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.